Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Hole. My name is Cole, and I'm very excited for today's album, which of course is 2002's indie rock / alt rock classic, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot by Wilco. What a wonderful album, so many great songs on it. I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. So let's dive in with the classic track, I Am Trying to Break Your Heart.
I wanna hold you in the Bible black pre-dawn. You're quite a quiet domino. Bury me now. Take off your band-aid, cause I don't believe in touchdowns. What was I thinking when we said hello? Thought that if I held you tightly, you would always love me like you did back then. Then I fell asleep and the city kept blinking. What was I thinking when I let you back in? I am trying to break your heart. I am trying to break your heart. You still ought to be lying if I said it wasn't easy. I am trying to break your heart.
Yeah, this is pretty unusual, right? It sounds like this guy is with this girl, but he's not in love with her. He's with her because she's really sexy and beautiful and kinky, is what it sounds like. So he's just kind of with her because it's nice to have someone, you know, to be really sexy with, essentially. But she's head over heels for this guy, and they just are tied together in this really weird relationship where, you know, she loves him, but he doesn't love her. He just likes the booty call, the action. So he's constantly trying to break her heart and just let her go, right? She's kind of ruining his life because he really wants someone else that he actually has romantic chemistry with, but she's just so tempting that they keep getting back together, even though it's for the wrong reasons. So it's an unusual relationship song because, you know, usually you don't kind of end up with this type of situation, you know. So this guy is kind of, I don't know, you could say he's a jerk. You could probably go there. I mean, this poor woman, she's totally in love with this guy who does not like her that way. But anyway, so let's move right along to track number 2, which is called Kamera.
I've counted out the days to see how far I've driven in the dark, with echoes in my heart. For my family, tell them I'm lost on the sidewalk. No, it's not okay. I smashed a camera. I wanna know why. Tonight I deciding which lies have I been hiding, which echoes belong. I'm counting on a heart I know by heart to walk me through this wall with memories distorted. For my family, tell them I'm lost on the sidewalk. No, it's not okay.
Yeah, this is a very powerful song because it's about repressed memories, in my opinion. So basically, this guy is trying to present himself in a certain way socially, you know, that he's okay, that everything is fine. But deep down, he knows he's full of it, right? He knows that he's a really troubled person, and he's got all of these memories deep down in his subconscious that are just really tough experiences that he went through. And so he's kind of living a lie, so to speak. He's trying to just repress them and keep them in the back of his mind and not really address them. But he's starting to realize that, he can't just constantly repress these memories. He's got to face them head first, talk about them, learn from them and move on. So it sounds like he needs to have people in his life for a while who were there in his past, who were present at the time during the events that he's trying to forget about, so he can fight the war going on in his mind where he says his memories are being distorted. So he needs someone who knows him to give him the hard truth that, like, you can't just ignore your past and not learn from it. You have to face it, and that's okay. It's everyone has gone through rough periods. Everyone has done something they regret, and it's no good to just ignore it. So that's how I interpret this song, But anyway, let's move along to track 3 next, which is called Radio Cure. This is such a beautiful song sonically. It's a real departure from the rest of the album. And I imagine a person who maybe has cancer or something, they've got something wrong with them that I imagine is a really horrible disease. And their cure, so to speak, for their, sadness because they're sick is the radio and the songs on the radio, which cheer him up, and they fill his head with wonderful thoughts and feelings, because the power of music is really tremendous. And just going on a tangent there for a second, I mean, it's amazing how, music is literally a human invention. It doesn't exist without us. And it's such a powerful force. Like, it's so transformative. It really lifts your spirits up when you're feeling really down. And just the fact that it wouldn't exist without humans, on a philosophical level, that's always kind of interested me. I wonder, do aliens have music? You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, so this poor guy, he's very, very sick, but the radio is helping him get through his down and out days. So I hope he gets better. But anyway, that's Radio Cure. Let's move on to track 4, which is called War on War.
You are not my typewriter, but you my demon moving forward through flaming doors. You have to lose. You have to learn how to die if you wanna be alive.
You need to learn how to die if you want to be alive. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that. That's life in a nutshell, right? If you don't shoot for the moon, then you'll never get anywhere, right? You might have this very easy life where you're just surviving, but it's not exciting for you. And you're not going to experience the highs that life can offer you, right? You have to ask that girl out and get rejected. You have to date someone for a while and break up with them 2 years later and learn from your mistakes and then apply the wisdom that you've learned to future relationships, right? I mean, just think of all of your favorite musicians and artists. You know, if they never tried, you wouldn't have the Beatles and Bob Dylan and the Rolling Stones, right? Because they tried and they practiced and they worked really hard. And, you know, thankfully they were also very talented. So now we can benefit from all of their hard work. And, you know, I'm sure on some level their family probably hated the fact that they wanted to be musicians. They probably, you know, took the stance that like, well, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to become famous. You're not going to make money doing this. You know, why can't you just get a real job, as they say, right? So you have to be prepared to die, metaphorically, in order to live. You have to be prepared to fail in order to actually live a fulfilling and interesting life. It's basically what he's talking about, and I totally agree with him. I, unfortunately, don't follow that advice, really, in the sense of I need to take that advice more than I do, right? I'm a little scared to try new things out. I kind of just assume that I won't like something, but for all I know, if I tried it, I would really like it, and maybe I'd be really good at it. You never know. So just try everything, because you get one chance on this earth, you get one life, and why not, you know? So in other words, just go for it. You might fail, and who cares if you do? It's a learning experience. But anyway, let's move on to track number 5, which is called Jesus, Etc.
Jesus, don't cry. You can rely on me, honey. You can combine anything you want. I'll be around. You were right about the stars. Each one is a setting sun. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs, tuned to chords strung down your cheeks, bitter melodies turning your orbit around. Don't cry.
Yeah, this is a very romantic song, in my opinion, because it sounds like this guy is dating a girl who's constantly feeling down and doubting herself, you know, feeling very sad. And so at times he gets frustrated, you know, he's like, Jesus, don't cry, you know I'll be around, you know. And then he kind of realizes he's being a bit mean, and then he tries to console her, right, by bringing up romantic memories like, remember when we looked at the stars and you said that all the stars are just setting suns? You were right. And I love that you thought of it that way. You know, you inspire me as a musician. You have all these wonderful thoughts. So don't feel sad, because no matter what you think is going on, you know, it sounds like she's probably assuming this guy isn't very interested in her anymore because she's sad all the time. He's like, you know what? I know you feel down and I know you think I'm not going to be there, but I'm going to be there. And I really appreciate you being around. I love all of your philosophical musings. They inspire my music. You know, you're loved and you're valuable. That's how I interpret this song. It's a very loving, romantic song, so I like it. But anyway, let's move along to track number 7, which is called Heavy Metal Drummer.
I sincerely miss those heavy metal bands I used to go see on the landing in the summer. She fell in love with the drummer. She fell in love with the drummer. She fell in love. Shiny, shiny pants and bleached blonde hair. A double kick drum by the river in the summer. She fell in love with the drummer. Another then another. She fell in love. I miss the innocence I've known, playing Kiss covers, beautiful and stone.
Yeah, this song is really inspiring to me. You know, it's about loving life, right? You've got this guy who's a heavy metal drummer in a time where it sounds like he's a hair metal kind of guy because he's covering Kiss songs, right? So it sounds like he's just having fun. He doesn't expect to become an amazing, celebrated musician. He's just playing the music that he loves. He's playing Kiss covers, and, you know, he's enjoying himself because all of these cute girls fall in love with him, and they hook up, right? They have all these great romantic times together. You know, one girl after another just falls in his lap. And so even though he's not going to become the next Bob Dylan or Def Leppard or whatever, you know, he's happy just playing with his buddies, you know, covering his favorite songs, having a good time, sleeping with sexy girls who are a lot of fun. So it's just about a guy with modest ambition. You know, he's not shooting for the moon, and that's okay. You don't have to be the best at what you're doing if your hobby is just playing hair metal, right? You can enjoy having a hobby that, you know, doesn't get you anywhere, in other words. So I like the message of this song. You know, do what you love, even if people might scoff at it, you know, as like, oh, you're playing hair metal in the 90s. You know, what the heck is wrong with you? He's just having a good time. Why not? But anyway, let's move along to track number 8, which is called I'm the Man Who Loves You.
Black and white and pink with blades of blue that lay between the words I think on a page. I was meaning to send to you. I couldn't tell if to bring my art the way I wanted when I started writing this letter to you. But if I could, you know, I would just hold your hand and you'd understand. I'm the man who loves you. It's a busy sea of spinning wheels and hands that feel for stones to throw and feet that run but come back home and make no difference ever known. It make no difference ever known to me. But if I could, you know, I would just hold your hand and you'd understand. I'm the man who loves you.
Yeah, this song is just so cute and romantic. I mean, I picture this really shy, kind of nerdy English major type who has this huge crush on a girl, but he's too scared to look her in the eye and ask her out. So instead, he's going to write her this really romantic, perfectly worded love letter so that he can just give it to her and then, run away while she reads it and falls in love with him. He's picturing this girl reading his letter and going, oh my gosh, he's such a sweetheart, But deep down, he knows if he could only hold her hand, then she would know just how much he loves her, right? Just through that touch. Touch is worth 1,000 words, right? I mean, you can try to explain to somebody how much you mean to them, but they know when you hold them, that they're near and dear to your heart. So this guy, this poor guy, I hope he ends up with the girl because he sounds like a total sweetheart. But anyway, let's move along to the last clip I have for you guys, which is from track 9. It's called Pot, Kettle, Black.
Crazy lights, rockets. Where's the magic wand? Empty out your pockets. Words without a song. I myself have found a real rival in myself. I am hoping for a real rival of myself. Sleeping past sockets. Baby, suck your thumb. I'll keep you in my locket. A string I never strung. It's become so obvious. You are so oblivious to yourself. Tied in a knot, but I'm not gonna get caught. Call it a pot, kettle black. Every song's a comeback. Every moment's a little bit later.
Yeah, this is a very important life lesson. Don't be a hypocrite, right? Because we're all very tempted to look at people who aren't doing very well and we judge them, right? We're like, oh, look at that drug addict. What a failure. I can't believe he started shooting heroin. Doesn't he know better? Or like, look at that guy. He's such a bad father. Like, he doesn't hang out with his kids enough. What a stupid guy. Doesn't he realize that he's creating this rift between him and his children? Or whatever it is. Every one of us has issues. Every one of us has problems. We're not saints, right? So don't go pointing your finger at somebody, thinking you're better than them, thinking you've got your life figured out and they don't have their life figured out. Stop thinking of yourself as better than, as putting yourself up on a high horse, right? That's pretty much what he's talking about. Before you judge others, judge yourself and realize that you're not perfect. And if you approach life that way, you'll be a lot more loving and welcoming and understanding. And that's important. But anyway, that's the last clip for you guys that I want to talk about. I will say one thing before I finish, which is the last 2 songs on the album are kind of like meh. I've never really been into them, but other than that, I really love this album. I definitely recommend it. I think it's a classic for sure. Hopefully you thought it was interesting. Hopefully you like it. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you thought about it. I'll check it out. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It would really help me out. But yeah, that is Yankee Hotel Foxtrot by Wilco. Check it out and have a good one.